All right, we're streaming. We have friends in New York who are watching after the fact, so make sure we got the video. All right. First thing I want to do is show off something that I kind of did really quickly last week and skip past it because I wasn't expecting everyone to be like, "Hey, what did you just do?" Because it wasn't the thing that I was covering. But just to let you know, how to create packages if you're moving stuff between projects. This isn't on the rubric, but this is something extra that I find easy to do. So I've got Scripty Sprites open, and I've already got a cool coin here that I like. Open this guy up. I've just got a circle and then another circle and then a square, and they rotate around.
Why does it look like a Mario coin?
Because I'm ripping off Nintendo. Don't tell them. So with that selected in my old, thanks, Jared. In my old project, I'm just going to right click on this coin. It's in my prefabs, and I'm going to export package. And it's going to say, okay, I've got your coin prefab. And then for whatever reason, it'll get all the dependencies of the things that it needs. But then also Unity says, you need every script in this project. And I don't. So I'm only going to select the scripts that I need, which are pickup and spinny coin. I don't need these other scripts. So I've got my prefab and my two scripts, and then just export. And since I'm lazy and I don't mind a whole lot of mess, I'm just going to put it on my desktop, which I've already done. So I'm just going to put 2D coin on my desktop and save that. Yes, I'll replace it. And now I can move a completed prefab with scripts and everything over to a new project. So I'm going to close down script rights, open up Forest of Doom, and then I'll open up Explorer, Finder, and Macland. Go grab 2D coin and drag it in. Unity's been real slow about this today. This is not the first time. There we go. No. Third time's charm. There we go. Okay, so then it says, hey, I've got all this stuff for you. And I'm like, yeah, import that. That takes a hot minute to compile scripts because they're like that long. Okay. First, I'm going to grab all these and just organize a little bit. So I'll move these over the scripts folder. But I've got prefabs now, or I did. Oh, I named it differently. So I got prefabs and prefabs. So over here in this prefab folder, I've got a coin. I'll just move it to the other prefab folder and get rid of this. Yeah, this is why the videos are long. So I've got a coin now, and I can just drop that in my world anywhere. And he's already set up with circle colliders that are triggers, and he's already got scripts on them, and he's all good to go. So like that's part of our work already done. So I'm just going to drag this down here. Cool, we got a coin. Let me just make sure it works. And he spins, and I pick him up. Cool. Okay. So that's that. First thing I want to do, by the coin, I'm going to drag in another kind of prefab. So I'm going to hit canvas here. And this is the ugliest thing right here, but it really doesn't look that bad once we get into Unity. So I'm going to save this as key. In my downloads is fine. So I'm going to get another animated sprite. This is a reminder on how to do this. So come in here, downloads, sprites. I'll drag that key image in. What in the world? There we go. I've used a mouse before, I promise. Okay, so we got that key, and I'm going to set him up. So he's actually only 8 pixels wide, but I don't want him to be a full unit, so I'm going to go ahead and keep him at 16 pixels per unit, so he's going to take up like a half a square. And I want to change that to multiple again, and I want to change this filter mode to point no filter, so it looks nice and sharp. Where's my tile palette down there? You come over here and get out of the way. There we go. And apply. And then I'm going to open up the editor. And this time for the slice, I'm going to go by count. I'm going to go 5 by 1. You can see the red lines. And so now I've got five keys there. Yeah, save all that. Now it's all chunked out. And if I grab the entire sprite sheet, not individual key images, but the whole thing, and drag it in, I've got a key, and it'll automatically start to set up an animation for me. So I'm going to call it a key animation. I realize it looks like I'm doing a lot of art this week. I'm not. We're going to do a lot of scripts this week, but I'm just setting some stuff up. So I've got a key now, and he hangs out. Let's make sure he animates. Well, he's just flashing. That's all those 5 frames do. It looks all shiny. All right. We got a couple of pickups that we can play with. Let's get going. I want you to use this key and then some other pickup. So if you've got a coin or a gem or a Triforce shard or a taco or whatever else, throw a Big Mac in there, use that. We're going to have 2 different pickups for this week. All right. So we did all that, and that's good. Okay, so I'm going to make a canvas and a game manager. So this is going to be a little bit of setup. Take this key. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to get rid of him for now. We'll bring him back later. No, we'll leave him play. Leave him be. So first thing I want to do is I want to create a canvas. And so this is going to be where our UI goes, right? So we want to keep track of how many keys we picked up, how many coins we picked up, and then eventually how many lives we've wasted running into spikes and falling in the water. So I'm going to right click in here and I'm going to create UI canvas first. And we'll just leave it named canvas because we need that name to be that. And then if I grab the canvas and hit F, you can see it's this big old honking square compared to my giant level here. It's okay. It's supposed to be that much bigger because we got a lot of pixels and stuff going on there. It'll just overlay nicely once we're here. So I've got my canvas. I'm going to go ahead and add children to it. So I'm going to do a UI Text Mesh Pro. So we'll add that. We've got to do this import TMP essentials the first time we do this. Very important. If you don't do that, then it won't show any text. So I'm going to drag this up here. And we're done with that. Let me do one more. So I'm going to add a second one. We'll drag this guy over here on my canvas. And right now, the way Canvas and UI stuff works, and this is a quick tutorial, they're anchors here in the center. So if I come over here to game, they're there in full HD. If I change this to a higher resolution, they're anchored to that center point. So this is going to move closer in once I have more resolution. It'll look kind of funny, look even crazier in 4K. And if I went to like a portrait mode, because I'm playing this on a mobile phone, they're just gone. So anchoring to the center does not work for what we want to do. So I'm going to come back here and change that back here. So I like to keep this at the full HD. It's a good one to work with. And for my text, first I'm going to name it. So I don't know which one this one was. We'll just call this lives text. And then for now, we'll do this one as keys text. Or coins. We'll do coins first. Actually, since we're here, we'll make a third one for keys. And that's just a name, so I understand what I'm dealing with later. So I'm going to come up to lives in my scene here. And when I've got that selected, I've got this whole panel of stuff, and we've got this cool layout stuff with the rect transform. So if I click on this, I can choose all kinds of places where I want it to go. And if I hold down Alt, it will go there and move its pivot point there. So if I'm going to choose this top corner here, it's going to move it up to the top corner, and that little dot represents the pivot point, so it's going to anchor to that top corner. If we go portrait on a phone or whatever, it's going to stay at that top corner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that's our lives up there on that side. Coins over here. I'm gonna do the same thing. Click on this. I'm gonna hold down Alt and say you anchor to that corner. And the keys I'm just gonna put underneath that. So I'm gonna give it the same initial here. I'm gonna say go anchor to that corner. Now they're over the top of each other. I'm just gonna move them down. So I got coins and I got keys, and we'll set those up later. But they will or should adjust to their corners. So they hang out where they're at. If I go to 4K, they get a lot smaller, but they stay to their corners. And then if I came down here and said, I'm on a phone, again, they're staying to their corners. So they're doing what we want them to do. All right. I'm going to create a script to put on the canvas, and this is kind of a special script. We're going to call it a game manager. And if you name any script a game manager, it gets its own special icon in Unity. And what we use these for is keeping track of stuff. So this game manager will be something that all the other scripts and objects can talk to. So the game manager just keeps track of stuff for us. And we like to put it on the canvas because the canvas should always be there. And it's just a nice, safe place for it. So I'm going to go ahead and, I could make one from here, but I'm just going to go ahead and create the script first in my scripts folder. So it's already organized. So I'm going to right click, create, C# script, capital G, game, capital M, manager. It takes a minute. Did I spell it right? If I misspelled it, then it's not going to do the cool thing. Wow, compiling an empty script does. There it goes. So it turns into a cool gear. It's still a script. It's still C#. It's just something that Unity has set aside as, hey, this is the cool thing. This is where you need to put your stuff. So let me open up that script. Actually, let me put it first on the canvas. So I'm going to add that component now to the canvas, game manager, and we'll start some coding. Way to show everything here. Probably good enough. All right, we're going to use Unity Engine. I don't need these things. I need to import something so we can talk to my Text Mesh Pro stuff. So TMP, TM Pro. That's our special text objects. And then I've got a cheat sheet over here if you see me looking. And I'm going to just set up stuff. So first thing I need is some numbers. So I need an int number of lives. So I'm just going to keep track of the number of lives that we've got on our player. And we'll set that to 3 to start with. So we give it a default number. Public int. Wow, and it just starts auto-completing. Number of keys. And we'll start at 0 because we didn't pick anything up yet. Same thing, public int. It's cute that it's like, maybe you got players. I don't know. We're going to call it coins. This is the one you can change to whatever. Tacos, gems, Triforces. It's all good. So we got our numbers saved. And now we need access to our Text Mesh Pro stuffs. So see if I can get it in here. It's the goofiest long name. That's it. Text Mesh Pro UI, UGUI. And this will be our lives text. Hello? Tries to help too much. Yeah. We'll do one for keys. Lowercase, what am I thinking? All right, and then one for coins. Or again, whatever. Okay, and in planning ahead, I already know some other things I'm going to do here. So I'm going to create a public vector3 and we're going to call it spawn point. Tutors and TAs, this is what we did not do last few years. I just decided to add something new because otherwise I get bored. All right, so I've got a spawn point, and I've got all of this stuff. So in start, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, hey, my spawn point is going to be a new vector3, and I'm just going to give it 0 and 0 and 0. So we want to spawn our player at 0. We'll use this later. We won't use this right away, but this is just saying, hey, for right now, at the start of our game, we spawn at 0. And now on update, we're going to have other scripts call in and say, hey, your number of lives went down or your number of coins went up. And all we got to do here in update is display it all. So lives text dot text, set that equal to lives colon space and then number of lives. So string concatenation is really easy here. I'm saying your text is this string plus, and then I can pass it an int and it doesn't care. Super nice. Now I just got to do that 2 more times. Text equals, and then you can put whatever messages you want up there. Coins text text. Number of coins. Do I have all my stuff? It looks like I've got it for now. Okay. So right now, this doesn't do anything because it doesn't have anything. It'll display our number of lives and number of keys and coins because we're telling it every frame to update that, but nothing is changing it. But let's just make sure, even though nothing should be different, if we wrote a script and attached it to something, let's go ahead and run the level because I don't want to write 4 or 5 scripts and then go to test it and something goes wrong and I've got to go, well, what did I do? Iterative testing is key. Like absolutely every time you make some change, test it out. So it says new text by default and it'll stay new text because I didn't hook those things up. That's on me. All right, let me go back to Canvas and I've got my game manager here and he just needs to know which of these text boxes which. So I'm just going to drag these over, set them all up. And then the keys is keys. Our spawn point doesn't change. Now let's run that guy. Lives 3, coins 0, keys 0. Nothing changed because we didn't write the other parts of the script yet. Okay, so that's the big deal that we want to deal with. Game manager is going to be talked to by a lot of other things. So let's go ahead and change the script on our coin, which is the pickup script, and then we'll do a second one for keys in a bit. So I've already got the pickup script here. I'm going to give it some variables. So he needs a game manager, and we'll call him game manager because we don't want to get confused. And this extra bit I'm adding in here because when we're detecting our collisions with on trigger enter, that gets called really fast. So it's possible that I could intersect with a coin and this thing gets called a bunch and I tell the game manager 2 or 3 times before the coin goes away that I got a coin. And so I pick up a coin and it's worth 3. Weird. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a Boolean, a private bool that we can check. And we're just going to call did count pickup or did count coins since we're on a coin specifically with this one. And by default, we'll set that to false. So in here, I'm going to check that. So if this is on the coin, if the thing that just intersected with me is the player and not did count pick coin, right? We didn't pick that up yet. Then we're going to come in here. First thing we're going to do is going to set that to true. So this will only get called once. No matter how many times on trigger enter gets called, the inside of here is only going to get called once because we immediately switched it as soon as we got inside the block. So did count coin is going to equal true. And then we're just going to go ahead and tell the game manager that its number of coins needs to go up. So got the game manager. Oh, I need to say what the game manager is. We could connect all these things the way we've been doing in the inspector, but if I drag like 300 coins into my scene and they get unconnected, that's a super pain. So I'm just gonna do a little extra code here in start. And I'm gonna say the game manager is equal to find game object. Game object.find. This is why I have a cheat sheet. So I'm going to find, this is where we didn't want to change the name of canvas at all. So canvas, as long as that name exists and is exactly the way we expect it to, we found the canvas. Then we can just dot notate down and say get component game manager. So first we're going out, we're looking for something in the scene called canvas. And then we're getting the component on that called game manager, and we're setting our own local pointer to it. So pretty simple setup. This, if I've got 300 coins in my scene, this might slow down startup, right? We've got 300 Karens asking to where the manager's at on start. I need to talk to the manager. But then it's done. It's got the connection. It's all hooked up, and we're good to go. So that's my pickup script. It's already on my coin. I shouldn't have to do anything else. Let's just make sure that works. I've just got one coin in here. I should drag more coins in. And we'll do a bunch here and some over there and just start slotting them everywhere. Okay. Boom. Coin went up by one and only one. Coin went up again. I got 5 coins. Sweet. We want to Taco Bell. And then when I reset the level, that goes away. So the epic fail script that we wrote last week that says scene manager, reload this scene, does away with everything. That's why we wanted to save a spawn point and start counting number of lives. So that one's good to go. Coins works. I'm going to move on. I'm going to change up epic fail. Scripts. We've already got an epic fail. We just need to add some good stuff here. So first thing I'm going to do is using and then system, something that was here before and then I got rid of it and now I need it again. So I'm going to use a collections so I can do some other magic later. So epic fail, same deal as before. I need a game manager called game manager. I'm going to do a private bool here. This one's a little bit different than just checking it. We'll do some other magic with it. And that is colliding equals false. And then on start, I need to set up that manager call. Steal from yourself. It's okay. So this epic fail is on all of our danger levels, danger layers. And so he's do the same thing. So he's going to look for canvas, find the game manager, and then I've got a comment here. I'm going to go ahead and put it. Only works if so if we change the name of that object in our hierarchy, then this doesn't work. We can't find the manager now. He's hiding in the back. All right, so that's all set up. On trigger, enter, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm going to do some ridiculous nonsense in here. First, I'm going to check, is colliding. If we're colliding, ask Jared, I rant about this. You can do this in one line. I hate it, but you can do this. I'm just going to return. So if I'm already colliding with this layer, I don't want it to kill me 2 or 3 times and take away all my lives. So if I've already set this is colliding, then I'm just going to return. I'm just leaving the rest of this function. None of the rest of it gets called. However, I hate one-line ifs, and so I'm just going to make all of this look prettier. Most of the time, if you see a return at the end of an if, that's done in one line, but I've just got it. Anyway, so there, that's better. I feel better about life. If it's doing that, then we're fine. We just return, and then here we go. So if the other game object is player, then we're going to do some cool stuff. First, I need to set the is colliding to true. And then I'm going to check number of lives, right? So I don't want to reset the scene every time I hit a thing of spikes and then lose all my progress on collecting these coins, because I need these coins. I need my Taco Bell. So I've got a number of lives. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. So I'm going to go and say if game manager dot number of lives is equal to 0, sure. Then we'll reload the scene. Okay, and then else we'll do something else. So we'll just say, hey, game manager, you lost some lives. So number of lives minus, not plus, so we're taking away whatever it is minus 1. And then other dot, yeah, there we go. Game object. So I'm getting the player right now. So other dot game object, right? Because we know it was the player who just hit us. I'm going to set his transform dot position equal to the game object, the game manager's spawn point. So we're not losing any of our progress. We're not reloading the scene, but we're decrementing the number of lives, and we're just moving back to that initial spawn point. What does this mean we can do later? We can move it. We can have checkpoints. Yes. That's what it's all about. Okay. So now I'm going to drop down here, and we'll do something a little bit weird. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. So I'm going to start coroutine, reset. Now, why am I doing all this? I need to wait before I reset is colliding back to true, because I'm not going to set is colliding to true and leave it there, because then the spikes only killed me once, and then on the respawn I'm invincible. Maybe I do want that. No. So I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna do a new coroutine, a new method called reset, and it's gonna wait for a second and then reset our Boolean back. So again, we've got a 1 second window that we hit a spike. It's not going to kill us 2 or 3 times. We're just going to come back to life. If you're Jesus, this is 3 days. If you're in our game, this is 1 second. So I need to name that right. Stop trying to help me. Thank you. There we go. All right. Now, so I'm going to do a yield, return, wait for seconds, wait. It's always helpful until it's not. Wait for seconds, 1. And then after a second, I'll set my is colliding back. To false. New. I need a new in there. Okay. So this is just a cool function name that we can call via a coroutine that we can have a wait inside. So this just, we can make this wait for 3 days, 1 second, 10 seconds. Sometimes you ever play a game that like after you respawn, you're invincible for a few seconds afterwards. Probably using the same thing, right? So they're using their wait for seconds on launch, and then they're like, okay, it's been 5 seconds. You should have gotten out of the lava by now, and then you're invincible again instead of invincible. All right, so that is a lot code added to Epic Fail, but now I should be able to preserve the number of coins I picked up, which is cool. Start. I've got 3 lives. I just picked up a coin. I've got 2 coins. I hit the spikes. I've still got my coins. I've got 2 lives now. What I'm not addressing is any velocity that I've already got as I'm cruising through here when I relaunch. I'll skip that coin for later. All right, so I come down here and I fall in the water. I fall faster there. If I fall this way, then I'm still falling that way when I respawn. Now I'm at 0 lives with 4 coins. Oh, level resets. I'm back. So cool. And we didn't collect more coins than we needed. We didn't lose more lives than we needed. So we'll do the same thing with keys. Eventually, we'll get those set up with colliders and everything else that the coins got. Let's see what else we got. All right. Let's do something with that spawn point. So we're going to make a new script. So we had epic fail. When we get to the end of our level, we'll have epic win. So we're going to call this epic half win. Not so epic win? Yeah, epic half win. So this is our halfway point. Okay, don't need this jazz. Again, just cleaning it up. Epic half win. Bum, bum, bum. Booleans, colors. Yeah, okay. Just trying to remind myself what I did here. All right. Again, I need the game manager. So the game manager is always around. So I need to save onto him. He's already saving my spawn point at 0. I'm just going to give him a new point when I cross this thing. So game manager, I need to hold on him. I need a Boolean that says, don't do this again. So I'm not constantly trying to rewrite to the game manager. So a bool has triggered equals false. And then I'm going to set, in this case, a public color. So I'm just going to make a box or a sphere or something halfway through my level. And when I cross through it, I want to change the color of it to like green or something so that I know that I've hit that checkpoint. So my private color is going to be new color. And then I can set it to something. All right, so let's go ahead and set it to green for now. But since I made it public, then I can change it and fine tune it in the inspector later. So I've got a public color, new color green, and then I need to go borrow from myself this game manager stuff. This guy's super convenient. Like anything I need to do, he's got the keys to everything. He remembers all the stuff. Good to go. All right, don't need update. So I'm going to do on trigger, enter again. Make sure it's 2D. We're using the right thing. Wow. And immediately it's like, if not has triggered, okay, sure. Hello? And I'm going to borrow this from over here. So we want to make sure that it was the player who came this way. We don't want a coin to be stuck there or an enemy to walk through it. We want to make sure it's the player. So if the other thing that came through here was in fact the player and we haven't triggered yet, that's what this not is, by the way. The exclamation point before a Boolean means not true. So according to Dr. Arsu's uh, AI machine learning last week, then I am exclamation point female, not a female, right? So that's what a Boolean is. Yeah, that's the first time it's ever read that right. I've been a woman to his computer programs for years. Don't know what to do with that. We'll just set as trigger to true really quick. And then I'm going to go reach out to the game manager and say, hey, your spawn point needs to change. And I'm going to set it to my current spawn point, my current position. So wherever our spawn point's at, he's got a position in space, and you say, look, this is where you spawn next. Easy peasy. And then finally, I'm going to go to get my sprite renderer and change the color here. So whatever I'm on, whatever sprite I'm at, and this will work as a tint. If you've got an actual sprite, like you've got the key or whatever, and we gave it a color over the top of it, it would just tint it that color. So I'm just going to change my color to the new color to signify that we've been through here. I'm going to hit save on this. I think that's it for that script. So we find a halfway point. I already planned a halfway point in this level. So I'm going to come over here, and we got this cool little like bunch of trees that we can cruise through here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a 2D, I don't know, a capsule. Sure, we'll do a capsule right there. And I'm going to add a capsule collider, 2D, as a trigger, and then I'll add my half wind script. And he's going to change to green. So he's going to start at white. Let's make him red. Start at red. We'll even give it some alpha. Come on now. There we go. It's kind of a faded red. And then here again, we can change that up. So we'll do a faded green. So this is just kind of like a, I don't know, ghosty capsule floating around. Cruise through the forest. Lots of layers. And then I passed through, we saw the color change. Now if I die here, there we go. I restart at that spot. So we got spawn points working. Scripts can do so much. All right. The final, wait a minute, what's going on? There we go. I didn't want to play it. The final one's going to be an epic win. And we can add some logic to that. Like maybe we've got these keys for a reason. Okay, so maybe we've got 3 keys in the level, and I can't get to the end of the level and win unless I've got all 3 keys. Let me go ahead and set up the script first. So create a new script, epic win. Got it. Actually, I'm not going to import that right away. We'll see if it'll do it for me. It should. On trigger, enter 2D. This can be called whatever. I like it to be other just so it make contextual sense. And then I'm going to go steal, borrow from myself in here. If it was the player. Then I'm going to do scene manager. And as soon as I hit this, it should import. Yeah, and it starts to import the scene management. So, and then what do we have in fail? Load scene, scene manager, get active scene, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So if I get to the end of my win, then what do I want to do? Why is this crying? Oh, I need another bracket. There we go. I want to go to the next level, right? So I'm going to the scene manager, the active scene build index, and then just +1. Goes to the next level. That's it for that script. I'm going to jump back. Man, I'm going to take more time than I thought on this. Okay, it's fine. We're done scripting. The scripts are fun. No, we can do more to the scripts. Yay. All right, let me jump back here. So I'm going to wait for that to finish. All right, so I've already got my player as a prefab, which is good. Okay. Then I can just drop him to my next level and we're good to go. But you know what else I might want on my second level is all of this setup on my canvas in the game manager. So I'm going to go to prefabs, drag my canvas in here, and now I can just drag that into the next scene, call it a day. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to file, I'm going to do a new scene. There it is, right at the top. Couldn't find it for whatever reason. We do a basic 2D, create that, save it as, what did I call this first one? Forest level 1. So this will be forest level 2. And drag my canvas in, drag my player in. We've already got a guy, and we've already got some data going on here. So let me jump back to canvas. So we're going to come back and do some sound here in just a sec. We've got all the epic wins, half wins, all that stuff done. I want you to build a second level. Doesn't have to be as long. So we're going to go like 8 screens long. We've got a slightly different tile set here. So practice what we learned last week. Drag this new tile set in. That's the tile set there. Zoom in on that guy. This square is the actual tile set, and we got a little extra stuff. They're like afterthought. Hey, here's some slopes if you need it. And then this is just an image of things that you could build with this tile set. Okay, so that's the thing. So make a second level. There's a lot more stuff here, and then let me show you how to set that up. We've got our second level. For now, I'm just gonna drop a floor in here because I don't want to go through all the tile set stuff again because this is already a long video. So I'm just going to drop a floor in. So edit. What am I doing? Right click, create 2D. Do a square. Drag this guy. Oh, by the way, 17.7 is what it takes to fill one screen. And then if I just times 8 in there, then it's 141.6. Now I've got, there's my measuring stick for the second level. Doesn't have to be that long. All right, he's there. I should give him at least a box collider 2D so I can land on it. All right, let's pretend level 2 is done. Okay, we go back here to level 1. And if I come up here to my file and then build settings, sample scenes there. I don't want that jazz. I'm just gonna hit delete. And then I can add open scenes. So I've got level 1 open. I can say add open scenes, and I can drag in other scenes while I'm here. So I'm gonna say level 2. So now I've got 1 and 2 here. And so my scene manager, when he's saying, hey, I need to reset, it's gonna be on whatever he's on. When I need to go to the next level, he'll jump from 0 to 1 and we'll load level 2. So that's all good to go. Build settings have been set up. Let me just come back here to level 1 and set up a trigger that'll take me to level 2. Yeah, I got a little cave going on. I had some fun. Was I supposed to be doing other stuff? Yes. This is what I did instead. So I'm going to do just a quick square. Drop that in here. Let me scale it up a bit. He's just hiding behind there because I can get back there. It's all cool. And I'll even send his layer back to like -3 or something. He'll be behind all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so he's there. I'll give him a box collider 2D, make it a trigger, and then I just need that epic win script on him. Now if I can speed run it without dying a whole bunch. As we're changing scenes with our current setup with the game manager remembers stuff as long as that scene is still loaded, hasn't been reloaded. So what does that mean? It means you can't take it with you. Any coins I get here mean nothing in level 2. I start back at 0 coins in level 2, and that's okay. Okay, I'm still on level 1. I've got 1 coin. I needed more coins in here. I picked up 1 coin along the way. Everything's good. Now if I cruise in here, boom, loads up level 2. It'll be even more impressive when you do it. You're gonna feel pretty proud of yourselves. All right, I've got a couple minutes, meaning no, I really don't, but I'm gonna use them anyway. So I skipped around a little bit on this page, but we do want to do one more thing besides scripting this week and building a new level, and that's sound. So you should all have access to this 2D game assets Google Drive. I went ahead and grabbed a couple of things off of it. I'm going to download the 8-bit musicses. Yeah, just download that, please. There we go. Download. Thank you. And so I'm going to put a sound on the coins and some background music, and then we should be good. We'll check the rubric when we're done with that and make sure we covered all the bases. All right, that's downloaded. Unzip that guy. I downloaded it twice. Sweet. Okay. And so we've got sound effects and we got background music, SFX, BGM. We need the OGG files. The M4As don't work as well in Unity. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to randomly sample some stuff. So I'm going to open Unity, come to Assets. I'm going to make a new folder really quick for audio. And then I'm just going to grab some stuff. So background music, the OGG, Classical Hero. Sounds good. Go with that. And then I'm going to grab some sound effects for the coins. I think we've got one actually named coin, which is nice. You know what? Maybe. Yeah, explosions are good too. So we grab a coin and we explode. Cool. All right. Play with those. Use some cool ones. So I'm going to use the player as my audio source for the background music. He should always be around. I could use the canvas, but I'm going to use him for the other stuff. So I've got player. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to add component. We just need an audio source. There's an audio source. I'm going to grab my action clip, drag it in here. And then all I need is this play on awake and loop. I should have background music now attached to this guy. I said I should have. There we go. For whatever reason. Right, I got sound. And we'll just keep going. And we should hear the loop when I actually reset the level. Actually stop. And it restarts. Okay, so it's on the guy. Cool. We have music. All right, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to come to my canvas. I'm going to add another audio source to this guy. Okay. I'm going to use the coin sound. I'm not going to play on awake, and I'm not going to loop. We just want this thing to play once. Why don't I put the coin sound on the coin? Yeah, as soon as I touch the coin, it goes away. So if I put the sound on the coin, I say play the sound, by the time it goes to hit play, the coin's dead. It's gone. Sound goes with it. So I've got this here. I just need to add a couple more lines of code to my things. So I'm going to go open up, because I'm never done coding. Yeah, more code. We love it. All right. So here on my game manager, I'm going to go ahead and we can make it public. Why not? Yeah, we do need to make it public. So audio source. What should we call this guy? Audio source? Makes sense. Sure. And then the same thing here. I need to just make sure I've got a hold of it. So audio source, get component audio source. So he knows where it's at. That's it. So on my game manager, I added this. So he has an audio source, and then he's got this, so he knows what it is. Done with that. On pickup. Easy peasy. Come down here. I'm already telling the game manager to up the number of coins. I'm just going to tell the game manager dot audio source play. And then while it's playing, coin gets destroyed. My first instinct is always to put the sound on the coin, and then I'm like, why didn't it play any sound? Well, because the coin just went away. That's why. Cool. All right, that's how to put sound in your level. One more thing, totally not in the thing, but I changed the player, right? I added an audio source to him and did all this other jazz, just added the audio source. And he's a prefab. So I'm going to come up here to, in my level that I did this on player, I've got this prefab player overrides. Well, apparently I changed a bunch of stuff. I had the sprite renderer, the audio source, the main camera. I want to apply all. Now, everywhere I'm using this prefab player, he's got all the same powers. So in level 2, this player will now play the same music. Make sense? Yeah. So do all that. The coin I didn't really change. Yeah, because it was the script that was playing the sound, and the script was already on them, so that's good to go. All right, that's good. Thank you for mostly staying awake. I know, I was having fun, but it's probably boring for you. Let's just check the rubric here and make sure we're doing all the things. So, scroll to the top. We need to bring the key in. Oh, there's more I can do with scripts. Okay, let me check this, and I want to show off with scripts a little bit more. So we brought the key in. We could set that up in our same did win code, epic win, and just check to see did you pick up the key? If not, we just leave them hanging. Say go get the key. So we could do that check. We got the key in. We brought that in. It's animating. We've got our canvas. We added sounds. We're winning, failing, and half winning, which is the best. We like to half win. We did all that stuff. You need to build a level 2 using this new thing. Oh, bonus. You want to build a third level because you got extra time this weekend. And build your own your own tile sheet using Piskel or whatever else. Bonus points for a third level. Why not? The same epic win will work as long as it's set up. If you're in level 2, the next one's going to be level 3. So it's this one plus 1. All right. Create a new tile palette, which you're going to do. You're going to create a second level. We change the pickup. We want 2 pickups. We want the key, which I didn't set up, but it's the same setup as the other ones. And we've got coins or whatever. Triforces. We got the game manager, epic fail, epic half win, epic win. All this is set up. We got a prefab of the player, playing background music, playing sound effects on the collectibles, extra credit possible for level 3. Another extra credit possible if you upload your Forest of Doom to Unity as the WebGL, the way we did the platformer. Somebody did that. Micah? Yeah. Somebody did that last week, and I was like, that's super convenient. So you can pull that off, have some extra credit points there.
Question.
Yes.
If we do either of these, how many extra credit points will we get?
As many as I feel like giving you. But it'll be across the board. Probably like, for the WebGL, probably like 5 points. For the third level, that's going to be variable. If it's a really, really awesome level, I could see really, really awesome points. If it's like my level 2 garbage, not as many points. Make sense? All right. One more thing that is easy to set up in the game manager while we're here. So why not? Because it just came to me while I was on my way to class. So here we go. Game manager. We've got all this stuff going on. We'll keep this recording. Yeah, we got a few more minutes. You're trapped. All right. Drop down here. What if our coins did something? Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, let's do something with that. All right, so if number of coins, say we get 10 coins. Well, then we would reset these so it wouldn't keep happening. So I'm just going to, if you get 10 coins, I'm going to set it back down to 0. And I'm going to give you an extra life. Yep. This is, man, the economy has gotten way worse. So the 100 coins in Mario, now it's only 10 coins. 10 coins for an extra life. We're trying to make up for some other stuff going on in the world. That simple block of code changes the whole thing up. We've got access to all the numbers in the game manager. We can do some cool stuff with it. So yeah, well, depending on how you built your level. If you like 2D Dark Souls, then yeah, it's no good. We got 1 extra life. So, set those numbers to whatever. But that's just an extra fun thing we can do. Since we're collecting coins anyway, and we're already keeping track of lives. That's fun. All right. That was almost an hour. Wow, even the TA left. That's fantastic. The tutors dipped. They're like, this is so boring. Okay. All right. That's what we're working on. If you want to set that up, we'll probably make that worth an extra point or something as well. But I just thought it was cool. Something we can do. Let me just make sure it works. So I don't lie to you and be like, look, what the cool thing you can do. And it doesn't work. So I've got a set. So I got 1 coin. And I've got 3 lives. If I go grab a second coin, what happens? I've got 4 lives and I reset. All right. That's good economy right there. Okay. Fun, right? Right? Pretend it's fun. All right. Have fun with that. We will have a guest speaker on Thursday. Maybe our last guest speaker, maybe one more. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it's a stampede. Woof. Man, I shouldn't talk like it's the last thing because then everyone takes off. Let me just scroll. Okay, so we got a guest speaker coming. I just moved it. I duplicated it. There is some extra credit possible for that Piskel Halloween thing. And then this is the other thing we need to talk about. We already know we're going to have a guest speaker on Thursday, so I already know we won't have time to present. So upload Your most recent work, I think I've got this set for some number of the weekend, the 24th. When's the 24th? So it's, yeah, so this will move back to Monday night. So we'll change that. But I want a screen grab or something. Show me in some video, make a video of here's where we're at in our Unity scene. Here's a bunch of our art, basically a narrated video PowerPoint. Show me your progress that your team has been doing. And this will be due Monday night. I'll fix that. Yeah, make sense? This is part of the group thing. So yeah, one person on your team submits, everyone gets points. Now you can stampede out the door.
I had a question.